I know a lot of artists chase the spotlight, but for me, it's easy to run from. Good morning, playing a little GTA. It's the only game I play simply because you can pick it up. You don't have to have online. You can play for 5 minutes and just turn it off. And that is perfect. Like, that's the amount of video games I like to consume. So today I'm going to be doing something I haven't done in a while. I'm actually going to be doing a stage show for a rock band. We're going to see how it goes. Like, I don't know if I'm going to capture any footage, but, you know, as a creative, the life will take you in all different types of places, all different types of people, just great experiences. And honestly, it's the most fun environment I've ever worked in. But at the same time, it can be very stressful. Everything is super fast. Everything's last minute. Like, literally, I'm going to be there today, and then tomorrow, everything's going to be gone. As a creative, it's really good to be able to operate in an environment where it's high stress, fast pace, because a lot of the work is like that. People spend a lot of money because they expect a certain product and they need it when they need it. And if you have to romanticize your work, or if it has to be a certain way and you just always have an excuse, it just becomes like, well, I'd rather hire the person who always says yes than the person who says no. As a young creative, the word opportunity always confused me. Not every client had a budget, but somehow they all seemed to have one when it came to me. Now, don't get me wrong, some offers were genuine, but it still had to align with my vision for the future. Sometimes that just meant having creative control. But if a prospect is too busy telling you what they want from you, then maybe they're just giving you the opportunity to be taken advantage of. And you gotta learn to tell a difference. I'm always nervous the first day of a new job. New people, new location, new situation, new deadlines, new expectations. Confident, of course, in my abilities, but I just don't know what I'm going to be asked. But I always try to get there a little bit early, calm my nerves, ease any stress I have. Definitely have my heart race a little bit. But I will say, the thing about working with celebrities, it doesn't really faze me. I don't really pay attention to pop culture too often, so I never really know who it is. Like, there's only a few people who working with them would like freak me out a little bit, but it's a short list. I think I'm just into more obscure things, and stuff that usually gets popular is never what I'm going to be into. I've definitely worked with people, had no idea who they are. It is always funny when you see somebody like meet their hero or somebody who they actually look up to and they just freak out. But this is actually really cool because the way this works, it's like a split day. We start out earlier in the day, it's just sound check, and then we'll come back later on for the actual show. My main concern at this point is just like, what's the traffic gonna be like when it's time to get out of here? Hopefully it's not, bumper to bumper traffic, and I'm able to get home pretty quickly, grab a meal, maybe take a nap, and then come back out and wrap this thing up. It was pretty smooth, man. I didn't really do much. We hung out, we talked, but whenever I do work outside of like my normal circles, I do enjoy getting out there because, you just make connections, you meet new people, different facets of the business, and there's just, cool stuff to see. It took me 30 minutes to get here. It looks like the drive back is going to take 40 minutes, so it says there's traffic, but hopefully it's not too bad. The thing about Atlanta, it'll say 35 minutes and it'll just say 35 minutes for another 20 minutes. So hopefully this thing starts moving and it updates, but there's a chance that I could be on the road for a minute. We're about to hit rush hour, but I think I might get home quick enough to avoid it. All right, so I picked up the kid, came back home, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit and I'll cook you something to eat. And he's like, I need to eat now. I also thought maybe I could get my hair done. I've been trying to do my hair for like the last 20 days. I don't have it in me. Oh, this part of my hair in the back needs to be done. This was all done like 3 weeks ago. So I think I'm just gonna do it all, but we'll see. This is just a non-cinematic day because I don't have it to edit. What's up?
I was going for like a minute.
I only have seconds, man.
So about that break.
Take a break. I'll cook, and then we'll eat, and then I'll take a nap. Of a break or nap? As a creative, time is like a frame. Sometimes things are overexposed. Others require adjustments. The frame might change day to day, but I get to decide what fits inside. And most days, that just means making sure my son's in the picture. So it was a cool little event. I actually ran into somebody who I work with. Hopefully they might have a job for me next week, which would be nice. But it's always why I try to stay in work that's kind of adjacent to what I do. And actually I was offered an opportunity to go on tour with the band. And, you know, it's one of those things where if I was younger, if I had less responsibilities, then maybe I'd be interested in. But I think that my job is here. I moved here so I didn't have to spend so much time on the road. Not that I was going terribly far away, but even being, you know, more than an hour away from my son is just too far for me. The lights and the celebrity can definitely be seductive to somebody, but, you know, it's just not all it's cracked up to be. It is really nice to be able to work at the highest level where you have the opportunity to have unlimited creative freedom. It's not just, you know, what you can do on a shoestring budget. I remember the days of running around town, you know, begging people to work for free and doing work for $100, just happy to be getting paid to do something that I really love. But the more you do it, the more exhausting it becomes. Just the on-the-road lifestyle, the poor eating, the parties. Sometimes you just want something more simple, and I think I'm just a more simple kind of guy. There's nothing like being able to come home, kiss my son on the forehead, crawl into bed with him, and then know that I'm going to see him in the morning. When you see the behind the scenes of really big productions, it's always incredibly impressive how fast things get done. Many hands make light work. That's why I always encourage people to find a team. Having sole control definitely can seem exciting because you feel like you're limited by having to work with other people, but it's actually far more freeing because when you work in that capacity, you're able to focus on the one thing that you're best at. So it's always nice to get out there and see the sights, but I'm super glad that I'm back home. Laundry, TV, where life happens. I remember when I first started, seeing the trucks, the lights, the spectacle, and just being completely in awe. And then I looked over at my coworkers who were not impressed, and I remember thinking, this is what I have dreamed of, and you don't even look like you want to be here. So now my favorite question is, when did the magic wear off for you? And the answers are kind of all over the place, but one thing that's always consistent is family. At a certain point, people realize they miss important events in their family's lives, or they're away from their children or their partner, and the trade-off just, it doesn't make sense anymore. I think it's just that over time, it loses its magic. I mean, these experiences are all great, but I think experiences are best when you get to share them with the people you love. And while I really like a lot of my coworkers, the people I love are back at home. And if they can't be here, then I don't want to be here either. So these days, this is where the magic happens. And that's just fine by me.